Let's start with me. All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. We are now live. I'm going to angle the camera over this way. Let me know where you're all from. I am here coming from our offices here in Sydney. This is happening live, just so you know. Jump in, and can you hear me? And can everyone hear me okay, loud and clear? Just drop me a message that you can hear anything and you can hear me loud and clear. Just drop me a quick message that you can hear me okay, and that way I know everything is working, which would be fantastic. Maxwell says hello. Hi, Max. Wonderful to see you. Awesome. Good. No more buffering now. Yep, everyone can hear me. Okay, perfect. That's what I like to hear. All right, good. So the sound is working. We are live with the sound. Can hear and see me. All right, awesome. Okay, so I want to just say to everyone, welcome to tonight's webinar. It is loud and clear. Everyone can hear me and see me. And look, if there are technical difficulties which happen, just relax for a minute or two. If we drop out, we'll drop back in. Don't expect anything to happen, but you always expect the unexpected. So just jump in, let me know where you're from, and that you can hear me okay. Now I'm going to share the slides with you. So I'm going to share that presentation with you. Using Amazon. So this evening's agenda. In the next 60 minutes, here's what my goal is: to make sure that you have the biggest impact possible. I want to give you confidence where you might be wondering if you could really run your own business from home. I'm also going to clarify how to eliminate the confusion and all the questions that you might have now, and also how to unlock the incredible potential which exists in you, and how to let you transform your life and those around you. So here's what you're going to discover during the webinar. We're going to go through my 7-step system, my easy 7-step system for importing from China profitably, how you can make more money working from home selling on Amazon. We're also going to talk about the #1 reason why people who start importing from China get ripped off. And the other thing we're going to be covering is the importance of having the right team of experienced people to support you every step of the way through the business. So here's what I want from you. You're going to be with me for the next hour. And what I need from you is I need you to take action, because there is nothing worse than giving someone a solution and finding out years later that they didn't do anything about it and that your situation is exactly the same as is today. You know what I'm talking about. Especially what's frustrating is when others do take action and create the outcomes that you wanted and you don't. So what I'm going to ask from you is this: I'm going to give you everything I've got. And if you give me 100% today, then I'm going to give you 1,000%. And during today, for free, because you know this is for free, I'll give you my best strategies, my best tactics, everything that I know, I'm going to share with you, and I'm not going to hold anything back as long as you give me 100%. So if that's okay with you, please jump into the box and say yes if we have a deal or deal. So go ahead and do that now so that I can see that we have a deal, and then I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do to go from there. So if that's a deal, jump in. Let me know. Let me see all of your comments, and we will get underway once I know. So Albert says yes. Jason says yes. Mark says yes. Linda says yes. Wonderful. Karen says yes. Perfect. Who else says yes? Lots of you there. Christian, wonderful. So you're all good? All right, wonderful. So it is a deal. So what does that mean? Well, very simple. In order for this to happen, I need to have your undivided attention. So turn off your phone, okay? Shut down your emails. Shut the door. If you've got screaming kids or a screaming husband, tell them to leave you alone for the next 60 minutes. Give me all your focus and give me all of your energy. And I want to share with you that this webinar is going to be very different to anything that you've attended before. I'm not going to sit here in front of you, in front of my computer, and just teach you theory right now. I'm going to take you on a real life journey on one of the products I import and sell on Amazon. I'm going to show you multiple products that I'm selling on Amazon. And by the end of this webinar, by the time we're finished, I want you to be convinced that this is something you can do. I want you to feel, I want you to see that I'm going to give you real life examples. I'm not just going to go on and on with tons of theory, so you'll know if you can do it too. And really, you can. And I want to ask you at this point, and by the way, the end, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity for a Q&A. So I'm going to answer any questions you have. So write them down on a piece of paper, and you'll see me at the end. I'll be here to answer any of your questions. All right, wonderful. Okay, so I want to ask before we jump into the content, let me know if you've bought something online, ever bought something online, say yes. If you sold something online, ever, on eBay, on Amazon, on any online platform, and if so, what was it that you sold? Let me know. And the third thing is, have you ever imported a product? And if so, what product have you imported? Go ahead and share that with me now, and we'll jump into it. So Mark says yes, Lisa says yes, Maxwell says yes, Peter says he's done pads. All right, awesome, Peter, good stuff. Welcome. Maxwell has not sold anything yet. Tea flasks, well done. Someone says tea flasks, awesome. Max, can I just ask you, mate, just to watch the language? Let's keep it above board and happy for everyone. Albert sold clothes. Furniture, wonderful. Joel's imported and sold. eBay, sold on eBay, wonderful. Lots of people have sold before. If anyone else as well has sold anything, just jump in so I can see who I'm dealing with. Simon bought tools and sold. Okay, and sport memorabilia. So quite a few people. Nat's done clothing as well. Wonderful. I bought a car recently and book online. Awesome. All right, good. Wonderful. Mitchell sold on eBay. So sold bikes. I've sold bikes too. Okay, great. So quite a lot of people here are there. So very briefly, who I am and what I've done. My name is Brendan Elias. So I started importing when I was 21 years old. I started importing in 2001. And I've been sponsored. Our company's been sponsored by the Hong Kong Trade and Development Council. Where I've been a speaker for Global Sources, a keynote speaker. I've spoken at their events in Dubai, Miami, and Hong Kong. I've spoken on behalf at Austrade, Australia's trade body. I've imported hundreds of different products, and I've sold over $10 million worth of products from China. And I've been featured all over the media. So I've been in the Importing Done Right series. That's me selling one of my pocket bikes, which I sold on eBay. That's me being interviewed by John Davidson from the Australian Financial Review. I've been featured in the Sydney Morning Herald on the front page, and that's me on the Kerry Ann Show. And I just want to ask you, have you ever wondered what it would be like to run your own importing business, to work from home on your own successful importing business on your own terms without a boss telling you what to do? Would you ever wonder what it's like to travel the world, visit trade shows, strike deal with factories who will produce your goods in vast quantities for a fraction of what it costs in your local market? And what it's like to have an extra 20, 30,000 of residual income in your bank every month from deals you've already struck? Because that's what importing is like when you do it correctly, the way that I'm going to teach you today. So what is successful business? Well, an importing business that's successful is one where you buy low and one where you sell high. The other thing that a successful importing business is, it's a business where you have no boss, no employees, you just need your laptop. It's one that creates residual income. And it's a business where you travel the world, live the lifestyle of your dreams, create wealth and financial freedom for yourself and for generations to come. Lodson is asking the same question multiple times. Mate, ask your question once, because if you write it more than once, it can be seen by every single person 100 times. I'm running these webinars because I enjoy them. I love teaching. And we also have further trainings, which people sometimes want, sometimes they don't. But we're going to talk about that later. For now, sit back, relax, enjoy the webinar, and ask one question at a time, please. So the opportunity really to import from China is now. And one thing I want to share with you is that technology has made it easier than ever to do. When I started importing, in fact, so I learned this business from my dad. My dad, Nat Elias, was a massive importer. And, you know, he imported in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and technology's become really easy. When he started, he just had a fax machine. And right now you can go on Alibaba, global sources, made in China, and do all these different things. And guess what? I'm going to give away a prize for this one, for the first person who gets this right. So importing is now a $1 trillion industry. What does that mean? There is how many billion in $1 trillion? So I'm going to give away a prize for the first person who tells me how many billion are in $1 trillion. Go ahead, type that in now. And the first person who gets it right is going to get something very special from me. So go ahead and do that. All right, first person was Mark and Glexius, got in with 1,000, and that is correct, Mark and Glexius, 1,000 billion in $1 trillion. You were the first one to get it, so fantastic. What you get as a result of being fastest finger first, and by the way, this isn't the only time on the webinar that we're going to give something away. You're going to get a copy of my book, The 7 Steps to Importing from China. We usually, charge $97 for a copy of this book. You're going to get it for free. All you need to do, mate, to claim it is Alice is going to jump in and just give our email address, and you just need to send an email to our email address, and we will reply with a copy of our book, or even better, just drop your email address on the chat, and then we'll send you a copy of that book and organize that for you. So well done. Everyone say congratulations to our winner who won a copy of the book. So importing is a $1 trillion industry. The other cool thing is that Chinese factories all have English-speaking employees so that communication is easy, and everything is made in China. And the other cool thing is Amazon is this massive opportunity, and it is this huge opportunity that's now upon us. And the other cool thing is we're now accepting students in Australia for our next boot camp to help jumpstart and accelerate their success. So what I want to tell you about is Amazon. So if you go to America and you look online at online products, nearly one in every $2 is spent on Amazon, which means Amazon's a perfect place for you to start your own home business. So if you have $2 in America that's bought online, 1 out of every 2 is online. Just one comment. Braden says, there is no way this is real. Surely this is filmed with an auto response. Okay, I like that comment. If you're here now hearing me about this, then I must be psychic or be using a time machine to go back in time to help you. Wonderful. Awesome. So there are over 244 million active users on Amazon, which means it's an absolutely colossal number. I mean, look at the population of Australia. Like, say it's up to 25 million. Amazon have 10 times that amount just on their platform. And if you go back to 2016, there was an eye-popping 180 billion people who went on Amazon. $180 billion that was spent on Amazon. So it's $500 million a day. And if you go now to the top 10 richest people, the top 100 richest people in the world, the number 1 richest person with over $100 billion is Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, because so much stuff is sold on Amazon, the world's biggest online department store. So what you're actually doing is logging into the business that has the highest amount of results that exist. So I hope that is exciting for all of you. The other cool thing is that Amazon, now has 45,000 robots in their warehouses. That's how big this whole opportunity is. It's absolutely massive. Another thing I want to share with you is just have a look at just how big their warehouses are. Check out this picture here and look how big the Amazon warehouse is. Bam! That's one of Amazon's warehouses. How crazy is that? Right? Absolutely. Mark says, sounds pretty real to me. Rana's give his email address. Sorry, Rana, it was just for the first person who got it right. Mark, who actually the winner, says, Mark, you're a good bloke, Mark. Sahil says China is cheap. May says China is quality. I'll talk about quality later. But I want to show you my favorite slide of the entire evening. So check this out. Bam! That there is an Amazon warehouse. You don't have to be Bill Gates. Look at this area here. If you just have an area that's this big, right, where you sell your products, you can do absolutely well and do this again and again and again. So that's just how big the opportunity is. Absolutely massive. So a little bit about us, A to Z Formula. So a little bit about our company. So what are we? We're a research-based organization. So we provide our students, our members, with the research they need to be successful importing from China. So tell me, what kind of information would you like? What would you like me to cover? What would you like me to help you with that would be helpful? What is the research you would want? Fill in, type that in now. We're also a resource-based organization. So we give our members the resources they need. So think about this. Who thinks it would be useful to have a shipping agent, my shipping agent, to get your goods from China to Amazon? What about my inspection teams that will go into the factories and tell you whether the goods are low quality or whether they're high quality? Who thinks that would be a useful resource? What about my customs agent to tell you if the goods are legal or illegal and how you can actually improve your situation by making sure you do the right thing with the government? What about this? What about if you could import goods from China and find out whether there is any tax or whether or not you need to open a company or these sorts of things? So these are the kind of resources that we help people with. So who thinks that would be pretty useful and amazing to have access to these resources that we have? Sonia says, what products to sell, how to set up your own online store. We also help people with online stores. That would be great, says John. Vivek says how to import. That's what we're going to cover tonight. So what we are is we're a networking organization of importers, built by importers with one thing in mind, how to import and how to sell online. And that's not just Amazon. It's eBay, it's Shopify, it's all this. And the way we work is this. There is a cooperative approach. Like you can see right now, there are several hundred people that are on this webinar. And what we do out of every single webinar is we work with the people who we think are the most fun, easy, and coachable, and we help them get a result. And they get to join our organization using all of our buying power. They get cheaper inspections. They learn how to get cheaper products. But they also, learn how to even send their currency overseas. Instead of spending 3 to 4% with the banks, our students get cost of less than 1% for their product. And the way most people learn from us is they come and they meet me and my team face to face at our Ultimate Importers workshop, which is really, really cool. And the way that workshop works, here's a picture of it. We keep the numbers small. The reason why we keep the numbers small is that we are an organization where all of our teachers, all of our mentors and coaches are importers. So we can't literally take every single person that comes. We have a process where each year we have 300 people that we allow into our program. Sometimes if we have some really good students, we might let a few more in. But at our bootcamp, students stay on top of the latest cutting-edge strategies while connecting with potential business partners. And you're going to learn from expert marketers. So I have people who sell on Amazon and eBay and Shopify all come and teach. You're going to meet shipping agents, customs agents, brokers, and much more. And also you get to bring a partner for free with you. And I just want to be clear that there's nothing to pay for in this webinar. No money exchanges hands today. The reason why I'm running this webinar is it's firstly an opportunity for me to coach people, me to give back to people, but me to see who is interested and who's excited and who wants the opportunity to be taught by us, and who looks like from the webinar that they're having fun, they're encouraged, and they're coachable. And if that's you, I'll show you later how we can have a chat about potentially working together, but there is nothing for sale on this webinar. So I just want to be clear about that. What I'm going to do is we take 27 people from each webinar, we interview them, and we pick the ones that we think we can get a result for. It's not necessarily the ones who have the money to import or necessarily the people that have the time to import, but the people who we think we can get a result for. If we don't think you're going to be better off doing our program, or that we'll be wasting your time and ours, we'll just tell you, we'll be polite. But if we think there's something we can do for you and get your result, we'll also let you know as well. So the live event, we hold them on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Here's a picture of one of our events. It's a 2-day event where you do some networking. It's practical, it's actionable, it's step by step. You're going to learn how to do some role playing, find the best deals. It's a fast start guide to making money quickly. And thousands of importers have been through our program and say it's the best importing experiences. From those who are beginners to those who are experienced, it doesn't really matter. You're going to find some value as well. And the results of anyone who does our program is guaranteed. And to give you that guarantee, we need to have a chat with you and see what you're all about. So I want to share with you probably my happiest memory from childhood. So the reason why my dad was successful as an importer, selling millions in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, is he had a secret weapon. He had my Uncle Julian, who showed him exactly what to import. So my Uncle Julian had a formula, and that same formula I teach my students, which shows you what's going to sell and also what's going to gather dust. So one day, when I was 8 years old, my dad took me to China for the first time to see my Uncle Julian. And my Uncle Julian was amazing. He showed me exactly, what he showed me when I was older, how to pick the right product as well. But when I was an 8-year-old boy, he said to me, Brendan, I have a room filled with products. And actually was filled with samples. Write that down, bring in samples. And his sample room was the coolest thing ever. I really, really, really loved it, okay? And what I loved most about it was that there was one product I saw as I walked in. It was like light was shining from heaven, angels singing, ah! And I grabbed one of the products off the shelf, and that product was Donkey Kong. And I played with it morning, noon, and night. And this is going back to the 80s. And I couldn't let go of the toy. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to sleep. I didn't want to pee. I just wanted to play with Donkey Kong. And what happened was my parents saw how much I loved that toy. And what do you think they imported to Australia? Donkey Kong. And I'm very blessed and privileged to share with you the fact that my mum and dad were the first importers to bring Donkey Kong into our country. And they sold everyone, the Gamesmen, Retrovision, Harvey Norman, before it was even called Harvey Norman, it was not called Norman Ross, you name it, my mum and dad supplied everyone, the people at the markets. And that was my dad's, life. He had people lining out the door to buy his products. And that was my story of Donkey Kong. And one thing I just want to share with you is that I didn't start as an importer. I started in law school. I live in Sydney, in a little place called Bondi Beach. And I hope you've heard of it. And I went to university at the University of New South Wales, and my mum and dad, they wanted me to become a lawyer. So I was initially a law student, and I barely passed my exams, and I didn't even get a job as a lawyer. In fact, I got a job as a volunteer lawyer for the Salvation Army, and within a month of working as a volunteer, I still got fired. So what I'm going to share with you is don't think just because I've been through this and made a lot of money that you can't do it. If I can, you can do it too. And what I want to share with you, the first person I had show me was my Uncle Julian. He taught me. I went to China to learn from him, and I want to share with you some teaching. So here's what I've learned so far. Here's what I've learned that's been very helpful. The first thing I learned is that this was the best investment that I've ever made. He showed me how to choose hot products. He showed me how to negotiate a great deal with suppliers. He showed me how to get quality product and how to ship it from China. And I went all around China to all these places. And I want to teach you a few things. So have a look at this. I went to Beijing for Chinese legal studies. I learned how to lock a factory into a contract. Let me ask you a question. Who thinks it would be valuable to lock a factory into a contract? If you think that's valuable, say yes. Let me know. If you think that's valuable. I want to teach you. I went to all these different places, and I want to share with you this city here, Guangzhou. Guangzhou is in the south of China, and here's Hong Kong. So you should all know Hong Kong. So I caught a plane to Hong Kong and then caught a train to Guangzhou. That is where the Canton Fair is, and that's where it's held in April. So it's happening right now. Our team's over there, and in China, and in October. So it's in April and October. But here's something I'm going to teach you. A lot of you are going, yes, Ben says yes, Lisa says yes, Karen says yes, Matthew says yes. That's how you lock a Frog Factory into contract. Very, very important as well, which is absolutely awesome. Cool. So wonderful. So have a look at this. And what I want to ask you is, why do we go to the Canton Fair? We go to the Canton Fair because we need to find the right products. However, the trick is, and a lot of most people don't tell you, is that the best place to go is this place called Yiwu. And Yiwu is just here. Have a look at the cursor, just south of Shanghai. This is a little market. This is how you spell it, by the way, Y-O-W-U. And this is probably one of the best places to go because you can find so many cool products for very cheap prices. Absolutely incredible what you can find over there. So you want to go to Yiwu, just south of Shanghai, to Guangzhou. Don't go up here. That's North Korea. You don't want to go there. So I want to share with you my first deal. So the first thing I did was, Yiwu is definitely the place, Murphy's, right? I bought 100 DVD players. I sold them for $8,000 and my cost was $3,000, so I made $5,000. And here's what I want to share with you. The first thing I do is I'd get up, I'd post stamps on envelopes, I'd go to the post office, and the next thing would be go to the beach. And this would be about 11, 12 o'clock because I'd done for the day. And that's the kind of lifestyle that you can lead if you have a product that you do very well. And if you have an Amazon product, it becomes even easier because you don't have to do any of the process. So the question from Lodson is, do we have to go to China? No, you don't. You can go to, to Alibaba Global Sources, Made in China, HKTDC. You can go online. And, the dream is that eventually you bring a 40-foot container, but that's not what you do straight away. Okay, wonderful. So you just need a warehouse and an office. And that's probably, two of the most important things. So if you have an office, you can do in the back of your house, and a warehouse, you can use Amazon. So who here has a place they can put their laptop and their internet and their computer to do well? Just say yes if you have those facilities at your place. Wonderful. So most of you said yes, yes, yes. Ludson says yes. Perfect. And that's it. And the trick is that you want to have lots of different products. So this is 1 week, $67,420 worth of sales revenue. And the way you do that is by having multiple products. So you don't just put one product on Amazon. You want to have lots of them. So ATV is the ATV, the quad bike, GSD1 was a dirt bike, Samurai was a pocket bike. Samurai is a brand name. That was the brand name I put on my product. Dabler was also a brand name I put on my product. They were the same product with a different brand name. And here's one of the lessons for tonight, private labeling. Private labeling. You want to put your own brand name on a product and private label your product. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But here's the model we teach for our Amazon sellers. So I don't see the goods, I don't see the customers, I don't even see the money, it just appears in my bank account. That is what we teach. And that is what we do with our members when we have application calls and we chat with them. We show them exactly how to build a business where you don't have to deal with the goods. Think about it. It goes from China to Amazon. You don't need to see the customers because they buy off Amazon's platform, and you don't see the money because Amazon pay you on a fortnightly basis, right? So it just appears in my bank account. That's from the Australian Financial Review, and that's the model that I've done for 18 years and I've taught for 10. I started teaching in 2009. How do we do it? Well, we cut out the middleman, and it's just you, the importer, from the manufacturer. You don't buy from a wholesaler, retailer, or customer. You just go direct, and that's exactly the model, and that's what we teach everyone how to do. So get excited about that, because importing is just a formula and Amazon is just a formula, and we teach both of these formulas. And I have 3 passions. I love importing, I love teaching, I love helping others, I love running classrooms, teaching people. I want to share with you the fact that, look, importing is freedom. Importing is freedom. Importing is financial freedom. It's emotional freedom. It's really freedom to do what you want when you want on your own terms. And I really want to share that with you as something you should be very, very excited about. And what we're going to do now is, I know you all are excited about the opportunity, but I want to see if any of you have the following problems. So I'm going to put these things up here, and I'm going to put a bit of a poll, and I want you guys to vote. So what is your biggest importing problem? So I'm going to share the results at the end of the poll as well, and I'm going to start the poll now. So who doesn't know what the hell to import from China? Who doesn't know if it's going to be hot on Amazon? Who doesn't know how to get good quality? Type in me, right, if that's you. Who doesn't know how to get ripped off, not to get ripped off, rather, by the factories? Who doesn't know how to ship a good from China? How the hell do you get it to Amazon? And then once it's on in Australia, how the hell do you sell it? And who's worried about all the rules and the laws about importing from China as well? And if that's you, fill out the thing. Let me know laws and regulations. Said Richie, right? Finding a supplier that isn't on Alibaba. Yep, wonderful. Jillian says me. Hamid says me. Christian says me. Wonderful. A lot of you are confused about these things, right? Wonderful. How much can you take off? I'll go through some of these questions. They do write your questions down. I'll have a Q&A. And we're going to end the poll in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to end that poll for you. And let's see how we did. Okay, so most of you didn't know the rules, and most of you didn't know how to import from China. And that's quite common. We get that a lot, and that's what we deal with all the time. So look, what we do is we help people bridge that gap. So if you're worried about any of those things, and I can see that some of you had problems with all of them, if you didn't know all of those things, then let me know. So what we do is we take people and we show them how to be importers and Amazon sellers, and we show them how to do it by working from home part-time, how to do it in an easy to follow way, how to do it in a step-by-step way where you don't need a storefront, or, where you can actually start without putting too much of your money down and really gain more free and spend more time with your loved ones and really gain freedom. And that's what this is about. A lot of our students have done very, very well with this. And I want to share with you some of their stories. And, what's different is that we teach the program, and to really importers that teach our program, we give you the knowledge and skills to import from China. We help people produce results within the next 30 to 60 days. And also, we help work with you and get you results. And we do stand by our results that we get our students. That is guaranteed. So here are the myths about Amazon selling and importing that a lot of people get scared about. And I'm going to show you how to get rid of them, some of them today. Okay, so the first thing that happens is people don't import because they don't have the money, right? Or they don't have the time. Well, I can tell you one thing. Whenever I hear someone who says they don't have the time, what it really means is they have the time. It's just not a priority for them. So, for example, if you don't have the time, then I'll tell you what, stop watching Facebook or stop clicking on Facebook or Instagram or watching the next season of Game of Thrones. Very, very important that, it's a matter of priority. And people say, Brendan, I want to do this, but I don't have the money, right? Well, anyone who says they don't have the money, it's really a question of allocation of money. Instead of going to the pub and having a few beers, or instead of spending that money on frivolous things or upgrading, to things that you don't need, then perhaps you might want to reprioritize investing in stock or investing in education. It really does matter about what your priorities are. And really, people think you have to speak Chinese, and you don't. They think that it involves paperwork. You just use a customs agent. They think that you need staff to handle the goods. Amazon does it for you. They think you need a warehouse. Amazon does that for you as well. And they don't know how to sell it. And Amazon does the selling as long as you know how to list it. And that's what we spend a long time teaching. So what I want to share with you is that every single person who does well follows a formula, right? And you look at anyone who's successful. If you look at real estate, Donald Trump's followed a formula. If you look at investment, right, you look at Warren Buffett, he's followed a formula. All these people follow a formula. And we have a 7-step formula that we teach our students. And that's what gets them the result, right? You don't have to be, Warren Buffett, but if you followed and you bought the same things that he bought, right, or you use import the products that we show you how to choose the right products, you'll get the same result. You don't have to be smart. You just have to be coachable, right? And here's Dave, and he's one of our students who was really coachable, and he just wanted something step by step, and he wrote bite-sized chunks, made it easy, right? And I used to work full-time as a project manager for an IT company, earning good money, but you can always use more. I was so busy with my job, I originally waited a year before I started importing. I was also worried I didn't have enough knowledge. Thanks to Brendan's guidance, I didn't have to wait any longer. The way Brendan to bite-sized chunks made it easy. He showed me step-by-step how to negotiate, how to receive the goods, and how to pay for them. Now I have a second stream of income, and my girlfriend has now also started importing her swimwear and fashion accessories. So that's Dave's story there. Wonderful. Sam is on the webinar answering a lot of your questions. If you guys want me to answer it, then instead of asking on the webinar, you can just wait for the Q&A at the end, and I'll help you there. So feel free to do that. Dave's asking, am I going to offer anything for sale, ask for money? No, I don't ask for money at my webinars or any of my free programs, because I don't know if what I have is suitable for you, but I also don't know if you're suitable for my program. And as I said, we only really work with about 27 to 30 people in every webinar, and we have a chat with them to see if what we have is a benefit. If we don't think it's a benefit, we're just going to be upfront with you. But if we think you're going to be better off, we'll tell you as well. So let's go through some nitty gritty. Okay, so step one of my 7-step model is follow a proven system. So you want to model success of people who've been successful. So you look at Bing Lee, Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi. They bought in products from China, but they've done very well. But the problem is they do it online. Look at Dick Smith. They were all China products, but they went broke because of the overheads. So the trick is, on Amazon especially, you need to have a very, very high margin. And what I mean by that is that you must sell a product, write this down, for at least 3 times what you bought it for. So if you bought it for $7, for 21, you have to buy it for less than $7, okay? You want to have an item with a high ticket cost, so don't sell items that are $5, $10, $15. They've got to be above $19. And you want to have items that are in demand, not just on Amazon, but look at eBay, whether you could buy Google AdWords or look at Google Trends to increase your revenue as well. So these are really cool things. Choose the right suppliers. Use websites like Alibaba, Made in China, and global sources. Use our proven templates. Remove the most expensive and the least expensive factories. So if you have 10 factories and they're some charging you $80, $90, $100, get rid of those. But the ones at the bottom, the ones charging $10 and $20, remove those too. Very, very important. So I want to show you some results. So the first thing I've imported, I bought 100 DVD players for $30, sold them for $80. That's a $50 profit. Now my question is this: what do you do with your money once you're profitable on Amazon? So if you make sales of your products, what do you do? The correct answer, of course, is to write it down. I want to see. In fact, I want to see who gets this right. So you guys tell me what you do with the money once you've been successful with it. Go ahead. Tell me what you do with it once you've been successful with it. Go ahead. Type it in. All right. Awesome. Okay. Reinvest, says David. Wonderful. Joel says reinvest. Buy drugs, says Joel. No, that's not the right answer. Mark says reinvest. You buy the next product. And here's the next thing I bought. I bought pedometers. I bought 2,000 of them for $3.50. Sold them for $6.50. That's a total profit of $13,000. The next thing I did, of course, is I bought 100 of these motorcycles. I bought them for $150. Sold them for $400. And that's a total profit of $25,000. And it just grows and grows and grows as you import and bring in new products. So who thinks it would be exciting to start importing a few products from China, right? Selling them on Amazon and then growing your business over 6, 12, 18 months. And doing that with someone who's done it, holding your hand every step of the way. If that would be exciting, say I'm excited, or say yes, or say awesome, if that's something that's exciting for you. And I will show you how to do it. Wonderful. Lodson says, what's Amazon's commission? You don't need 9 exclamation marks, bro. Just one's fine. They charge 15%. And that's how it's done. Shaw says me. Vanessa says me. Madra says me. I'm excited. Maria says me. Hamid says me. Wonderful. Kenneth says me. Wonderful. Can I import from India? Absolutely. This works anywhere. Wherever there's a product you can buy. Wonderful. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So use proven templates. Guys, if you have questions, please wait till the end and I'll answer them for you. Sam's here helping with moderation or any technical issues, but I'll answer the questions. So you use our proven templates is how you negotiate. And you want to build a relationship. So you want to give a gift the factory will remember you by. Okay, and here's my gift to you. My gift to you is probably one of my best stories that I'm going to give you. So we're about most of the way through now. And I'll tell you what, you guys have, your participation has been so awesome. So I'll tell you what, if you can promise to keep the participation up for the next 20 minutes, then I'm going to give you something absolutely unbelievable. I'll share with you Probably my best story. So if we've got a deal, we're most of the way through actually. But if you guys are going to give me all your love and attention for the next 20 minutes to keep the questions coming at the end, save them to the end for a Q&A. But you're going to give me all your love and participation. I'm a youngest child. I need the love. If you guys are happy to do that, say yes or I agree. And I'm going to give you one of my best strategies over. Murray says deal. Shirley Will says Vez. Awesome. Sounds good. Okay, good. So here's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the story of piggybacking. But before I do that, I'm going to teach you an even better, a better strategy that not many people know. So what I like doing is giving a gift. And here a $50 gift can save you $50,000. I remember when I went to China the first time, I bought a toy kangaroo for $50, a really big oversized one from the souvenir store. I carried it in my luggage. It took up half my suitcase. And then I took it to the factory and I gave it to the owner of the factory with a little bow, right? It's not Japan. You don't do a big bow. And I said, I smiled. I said, this is for your son. Okay. Was that a nice gesture? You bet. He picks up the kangaroo, smiles, then bursts out laughing for 5 whole minutes. I thought, what's so funny? Check this out. It turned out that his brother-in-law actually owned the factory that made those kangaroos. And like an idiot, like a chump, like a schmuck, I paid $50 and shipped it back to the factory next to the one it was made for 50 cents. Right? Now, was that a bit embarrassing? You bet. But that increased my relationship because the guy liked me and I became his friend. Right? And that's what most people aren't doing. They think it's all about, being as far away or as distant from your supply as possible. You want to have a good relationship with these people. It's worth its weight in gold. So, awesome. Now, one of my biggest strategies and that I want to share with you is piggybacking. So I was buying the motorcycles for $150. I was selling them $400. And I said to the factory, look, could you please lower your price? And they said, sure, Mr. Brennan, we'll lower the price if you can increase your quantity. But I couldn't increase the quantity because at that time, believe it or not, I was doing an insane amount of importing. I was doing $1,000 a month. That's 35 a day. I couldn't possibly sell any more. But I could get a cheaper price. I said, who's your biggest customer? Turned out the Americans were their biggest customer. And the Americans were doing $10,000 a month, right? And I said, well, how much are they paying? Well, Mr. Brennan, if you do $10,000 a month, we'll buy 10,000 engines from the engine factory, 10,000 carburetors from the carburetor factory, and we will buy 20,000 tires from the rubber factory. I said, great, how much? They said, well, mate, if you can do it for 10 times the quantity, we can sell you the bikes for half the price. Half the price. Half of $150. Does anyone want to tell me what half $150 is? There's no price for this one, but I want to see if you guys have any arithmetical interest in saying what half that is. Of course, it's $75. That's exactly what it came to. Who thinks that's awesome? Who thinks that's cheap? Right? Yep, absolutely. Lots of says 75, Vez, 75. So that's how cheap it was for a motorcycle. Just to be clear, you put petrol on it, it takes you at 50, Ks an hour. Absolutely incredible. My heart starts beating because think about it. I'm selling $1,000 a month. 75 times 1,000, that's $75,000 a month. US dollars. So we're talking close to $1 million. Actually, we are talking over $1 million Australian a year in savings, right? But I couldn't do 10,000. So I asked the factory, could I piggyback on the order? Could I, instead of making 10,000 for the Americans, could you make 11,000, give them the 10,000 and charge them 75, but don't tell them about the other 1,000 that's for me. And I want you to charge me what you charge the Americans. I want you to charge me $75. And I heard this voice on the other side of the phone, a voice I'll never forget. The voice on the other side of the phone went, huh? And I heard this argument back and forth between the owner of the factory and the manager, arguing. One was my friend. One was, not someone I had a close relationship with, but he was fighting for me. He comes back and says, Mr. Brendan, you're a good customer, but you're also my friend. And I'm like, yes, I did it. But then came a word I didn't want to hear. But we can't do it for $75. So if you're listening to me now, give me a sad face. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that's what happened. But then I got to hang up the phone. I hear the phone, feel the phone vibrate. So I got to hang up. It's not vibrating. He's saying, wait. I said, what? He said, Mr. Brendan. I said, I can't do it for $75, but I spoke to the big boss and he agreed to do it for $80. Yes. So the price dropped from $150 down to $80. Right? Let's not to get too greedy. It's $5, and absolutely nailed the pocket bike industry. Getting it for bargain basement price using the power of piggybacking. Who likes that strategy? Who thinks that's a cool strategy? Who thinks if you have the ability to get products like this and list it on Amazon, even if you don't know the marketing yet, we'll get to that. But even if you don't know, if you have the ability to get a good quality product at a good price that's sexy, that it will just sell itself, right? Who thinks that would be awesome? Who likes that strategy? Say me, say I. And if you would like more of that and more of those strategies, who thinks it would be awesome to come to our 2-day workshop and learn all of our strategy from me? Yours says, thank you very, Brendan. Smart. Candid says me. Vanessa says me. Awesome. So step 4, we got a lot of content still to cover. Agree on your golden sample. Pay 30% up front to the factories. Often they want you to charge. They want to pay you to pay 100%. Don't. Pay 30. Don't pay any more. Think about it. If you pay the balance and you pay 100%, then you've lost any leverage in negotiation. Now the factory will take your money and they won't do anything for you. You also want to have a contract with our factory. Remember, I went to China to study contract law, right? That's in our we have a contract we give our members. That's in our financial freedom library. All of our members get it. It's all the forms and documents that you need to maintain a secure importing business. We've also included for you our contracts, our email template, so you know what to say as well. We charge for that, but our members get it free, okay? Also, I want to share with you a case study of these guys, Pets Gone Wild. So remember, Amazon's a good place. You come here to learn about Amazon, but what I tell all my students is that you don't have all your eggs in one basket. And you want to sell on Amazon, but you also want to sell on eBay, right? You also want to sell on a Shopify store, right? You don't want to be where Amazon can turn off your ads, or Facebook can turn off your ads, or anyone can turn off your ads straight away or ban your account, right? Anyone who's been in online business with eBay or Amazon or Facebook has had an account banned at one point in time, and this can shut it down. So you want to learn how to do this in so many different ways. So have a look at this. So this is really cool. So they bought the product for 45, they sold for 55, but once we showed them how to negotiate, they got it down to $6.08, right? Then what we did is we showed them how to negotiate and how to get the price down to that low price, and then made an 800% profit on eBay. Who thinks that's awesome and would like to know how to do this? By the way, they're from Queensland. They're selling solar snake repellents and LED garden lights. That's what they're selling, right? Very clever for Queensland. Smart guys as well. Also, what we're doing is, I'm just letting you know, we have our boot camp coming up in just a couple of short months, and we have an Importers Live event, a masterclass, and we fly in our Amazon expert from Los Angeles to teach you and show you exactly how to do it. So why we bring in an American is very, very simple. Casey is a top Amazon seller. He's someone that I've learned a lot from, and if I can learn from him, you can too. And he goes through with his products, he brings them, you can touch them as well, and see what he's doing and how he's doing it. And that's a segment that we've just been able to confirm to our next live event in Sydney. Casey's going to go through and show you exactly. The reason why I bring in American is what's happening in America is going to happen in Australia. It's just going to take, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 months before it gets here. So I bring him over there as well to teach you. Also, what we do is we have an ultimate guide to sourcing, listing, and optimize your products on Amazon. So that's also part of our home study system. We'll teach you the nuts and bolts of listing on Amazon. And this is Isaac from Pets Gone Wild. So he writes, we start our importing business with less than $1,000 whilst working full time. Originally, it was only a side thing for some extra cash. However, it quickly outgrew our primary breadwinner. Thanks to Brendan's team of professionals, we're now turning over $15,000 every month, and we're on track to turn over 25 to 30 by the end of this year. So that's Isaac. That's his story. Step 5 of the 7-step model, we inspect for quality and ship. So you get a sample of your finished order. Wonderful. And you get to use our inspection team. Who thinks it would be useful to use my team for $200-300 to go to the factory and check it out? You get to use our customs agent. The customs agent we use will be yours. He'll tell you if the goods are legal, if they have a tariff, how to get around it, right? And also, who thinks it would be cool to have access to my team of experts, my Rolodex? So who would like the mobile number and the email address of my inspection team? Who would like access to our shipping agents to get your goods to Amazon? Our customs agents. Who thinks it would be good to have access to our third-party logistics provider? Whether you want to use Amazon or not, you can use our providers. Our digital currency exchange broker, who will get your cash and send it to China for a fraction of what the banks charge. So that's something that's very, very valuable. We do charge for that, but that's given to all of our members a platinum group coaching as well. Every month there is a class where you get all your questions answered. So you have a hotline where you can call us at any time during business hours, right? And you have a webinar every month where you can get unlimited questions answered. So instead of being alone, you get access to a team of professionals who are there to answer all your questions. So you get a special webinar every month, which will help you with all of your questions. So step 6, sell for massive profits. So eBay, Amazon, your own online store. We'll show you how to do drop shipping, joint ventures. We'll show you how to buy so low so you can sell at virtually any price. And that's really it. And this is so that in a year from now, you'll be in a position to really celebrate, and do what you want when you want. And this is really, really, really cool. So we're going to have a bit of fun, and then I'm going to get into a Q&A. And by the way, because you've stayed till the end, I've got something very, very valuable for you, something that you're going to be very excited about, and something that you are going to be blown away by. But before we do that, we're going to have a bit of a quiz. So here are some products that you can buy from China, and we're going to run a bit of a poll, and I want you guys to tell me exactly how much you think this full face snorkel, this is a product I'm showing that students of mine have imported. So who thinks it's $55? Who thinks it's $30? Who thinks it's $25? Who thinks it's $16? Go ahead and answer that now. I'll give you guys 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So most of you said $16, 66% of you. Let's have a look at the answer. The answer, of course, was $16. Well done. $16 in China. So now we have a drone that sells for $97. Who thinks it is? I'm going to reset the poll. Who thinks it is $60? Right? Who thinks that it is $45? Who thinks that it is $30? And who thinks that is in $22? So I'm going to have a sip of water while you do that. Fill that in. Go ahead. All right. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what you guys said. Most of you said 30. Most of you said, let's have a look, $30. Well, it actually is only for that drone, believe it or not, $22. So it's even cheaper than you thought. Absolutely incredible. Let's do this one. This is an acoustic guitar. This one is quite a cool one. I like this example. And I'll show you why I like it in just a sec. So let's have a look at these acoustic guitars. So what is the price of that? I've loaded the poll. I'll make it available. So who thinks it's 65? Who thinks it's 45? Who thinks it's 27? And who thinks it's 12? I'll give you guys a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And most of you said $12. Most of you said, let's have a look. Yeah, $12, 43% of you. And you're right, it's $12 for that guitar. Now, that's US dollars. But if you sold, if you bought it for 12 and, by the time you sell it and import it, will cost you 20, and you make $180 off it 7 days a week, just selling one a week, 52 weeks a year, that's $65,000 extra profit. Whose life would be better off if we showed you how to find 1 or 2 or 3 products just to start with, so list on Amazon, you have them up and running in 2 to 3 months, right? And, after a year, you're making this sort of money. Who thinks that would be awesome and would be excited to do that? And let's see if you've been listening to me. I'm going to give you one more poll. And this poll, of course, covers the pocket bike. Let's see if you've been listening. What is the price of the motorbike? Go ahead and type that in now. I'll start the poll. Who thinks it's 200? Who thinks it is 100? Who thinks it's 80? The price, of course, do you remember? Let's let you get right it in. Wonderful. And the answer, of course, was 80 because I used that strategy called piggybacking, which is one of the strategies that I'll teach at the workshop in more detail, but there's a lot more as well. So go ahead and type that in, and most of you said 80, so well done. Good stuff. Okay, and step 7 is just wash, rinse, and repeat. Just do the same thing again and again and again and again and again, but don't take the money out. Don't go to Hawaii. Don't go to Las Vegas and stay at the Bellagio Hotel. Reinvest the money, and that's it. So that's really cool. And if you want to increase as well, you can sell on Amazon, but then open a Shopify site. or an eBay site, sell guitar cases, right? Sell music stands. The thing about eBay and Shopify is you get to keep the customer data. You don't get to do that on Amazon. They don't like you poaching their customers. But there's no reason why you can't see a product works, store it, and then sell guitar cases, music stands, amplifiers, electric guitars, straps, recording equipment. The list goes on. And there's really so many ways to skin a cat. So I want to share with you who would like to see what I'm selling right now on Amazon and the products that I've got listed now. If you want to see what I actually sell, whether I'm just some schmuck who's talking on a webinar or whether I'm actually doing it, just say yes, or I want to see what you're selling. Happy to share with you. All I want to make sure is that you don't import these products and sell them yourself and copy me, because this is how I make my money. I'm teaching you for free right now. I'm also giving you the opportunity to potentially work with us if I think you've got what it takes. But if you want to do that, let me know. All right, here's what I'm selling. So I sell these chalk marker pens. These are a killer. Unbreakable wine cups, pots and pans. I sell glasses with polarized lenses. I sell gardening kits, and I sell shower heads. I have 23 products on Amazon right now in different categories. I could sell a lot more products if I wanted to get into different ranges, different categories. Right now, these ones are making more than enough that I need right now. And that's it. You can decide how much you want to put into it or how little you want to put into it, right? You get to a point where your business is making you enough money, or you could be greedy and be like Jeff Bezos and sell more and more. But I find that that's a nice number for me. So the question is, what is my margin? So I buy these for 8, sell these for 19, I sell these for 20, I sell these for 20, I sell these for 45, I sell these for 35, and sell these for 31. So the trick is to make at least 3 times on it. So if you have a look here, I'm buying these for 5, sell these for 19, I buy these for 4, sell these for 20, buy these for 6, sell these for 20. My best one is these shower heads. I buy for 3 and I sell for 32. And these are an Amazon choice product. That means I've got a special badge, and these are in the top 0.11%, which is almost the top 1 out of 1,000 in their category. And we just got this week the Amazon choice badge, which is very, very hard to get. We're very, very excited. And that product is selling. And I'll tell you that we're selling in thousands of dollars every single day of our products. And that is growing and growing and growing, right? So I'm not just some schmuck who teaches it, I'm doing it as well. And I'll show you what I do, and I'll share with you my best secrets, but I can't share it with everyone for 2 reasons. Firstly, not everyone is coachable, right? And secondly, not everyone is actually willing to do the work. And I've got to make sure that I don't work with people unless they're going to take their finger out and put the time into it, because I want to get them a result. And people will say that they will, but the ones who commit are the ones who are going to get a result. And here's what we do. So we have a program. It's not for sale today. If you are interested in us helping you build an Amazon business, if you feel that if I resonate with you and you feel that energy and that joy and you want to work with people just like us and build this business together, I'm going to show you how you can do it, right, by simply applying and having a chat with us. So no money exchanges hands. But what is included, so you know what is available to you, should we think that we can get you a result? We'll tell you if we think you'll be better off. If not, we'll just say maybe not no, but not now. Okay, it might be that 6 to 12 months. If you don't have a few hours a week to put into it, we're just not going to accept you, and that's that simple. So we have an Ultimate Importers Home Study System, a Rolodex of all of my contacts that I use, our library of contacts, our Financial Freedom Library of all of our templates and contracts, our blueprint, our Platinum Coaching, which is coaching every single month with a person to help you. Right, wonderful. And Ultimate Importer Certification, right? The Invent Your Passion course, 2 tickets to our live event, and I'll show you how you can snag a second ticket for free, and also our eBay Insider Profit Secrets, and our Amazon listing program as well, and monthly coaching. So there's a lot of value that we give, but at this point, and we're going to run a Q&A, so if you have more questions, feel free to just wait a few minutes so that I can get to the Q&A and help you guys as well. But what I ask you is, will you be, our next Amazon success story? Right? Are you someone who's excited, who's interested in doing this? If you're someone who feels that they have what it takes, or they're excited, they're motivated, and they really want to jump on the Amazon opportunity and work with a group of experts and professionals, jump in and say me Some people saying, I love you, moderator Sam. Sam's doing a great job moderating. If you're excited about this and this is something you want to do and learn from the best, type it, say me or yes or I, or how much time would it take. We'll go through and answer all your questions. Mohammed says me. Pramprit says me. Wonderful. Vez says me. Perfect. Vanessa says me. Lots of you as well. So here's what we're going to do. I want to give you guys simply something very incredibly rewarding, incredibly valuable, because you stayed to the end. And I want to be honest with you. If you really want to lead the importer's lifestyle, the Amazon lifestyle, then what I've got for you now is life-changing. And, a lot of people, most of you, 90% of the people who start on the webinar stay. And because you've shown me a commitment, you're going to get something. Unfortunately, just because of the time constraints, can't offer it to everyone. But for some of you, here's what I'm going to get. Peter says me. Mark is already platinum. Yuswina, Ferrid, wonderful. Sure, let's see. So here's what I've got. And again, I just apologize if we don't have the bandwidth to serve all of you. There are several hundred of people on the webinar. So what I'm going to give is a 60-minute application call personally with us, where we will go through exactly what we need from you to get your result. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions. And if we feel that you're someone who is going to get a fantastic result, we will recommend that you proceed. If we don't, we're just going to be ahead for you. So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to go through in that call, and we're going to find and talk with you about your perfect niche, how to turn your passion into a product, and what to sell on Amazon. Some hot markets that are making money right now that people don't even know about. How to get around any hurdle, like listing your accounts, language barriers, legal issues. We solved it. Also, what it costs to be an Amazon seller, and go through the actual nitty-gritty, and also the nuts and bolts of importing as well, and also stump the master. Have a chat with us. We'll answer any questions you have. I bet you can't stump us. You can't confuse us, because, look, we've been importing for 20 years and been teaching for 10. So go ahead, come up with some really interesting questions, and we'll jump on those as well. But there are 3 questions, 3 conditions as well. So if you guys think that that's something you would benefit from, if you want to be one of the people that we actually have a call with and go through and analyze your situation uniquely and make a recommendation, if that's something and you want us to go through and show you what to do to build a business and get up and running in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and by Christmas having 5 to 10 products on Amazon that are selling and replacing your income, because let's face it, you've got residual bills, you've got bills coming in all the time. So who here would like residual income? Who would like residual income that will actually offset your bills, so that you have, think about it like having a house that you rent out. An Amazon product is like that. It sits on Amazon, it sells, and it provides residual income, right? Who thinks that would be awesome, and who thinks that having us help you with these calls would be something beneficial? So jump in and say yes, and I'll show you how to do it as well. Dennis says yes. Rishi says yes. Jeremiah says yes. Awesome, yes, please. I'm not going to give you guys contact number for us. We're going to give you a link for those who we feel we get a result for. 3 conditions, though. It's not for everyone. It's only for you if you truly want the importer's lifestyle. So if you're just in a stage where you're not sure if you really want to put your time and energy into building a successful business, it's for those who want it, okay? And I'm going to give you an hour of our time. We are very good at what we do, and it's something that we will invest the time in for you if we feel it. So it's obligation-free, but only if you want it badly enough. So if you're like, I'm not too sure, please don't waste your time on the call, because we don't want to waste ours, okay? And that's just out of respect. I've been nice enough to give you an hour of my time tonight. I'm going to give you another hour as well, but if you want it. Next is no rescheduling. You're going to be given an opportunity to book in a time, and that's it. You have to be there, and you have to imagine, because we're going to be there, right? So it's a two-way street. You have to imagine our time's available, and it's got to be done in the next few business days for us to do the call. So if you're going away on a trip in the next couple of days, I can't help you. And we've only got time for 27. And once we've got 27 appointments, I'll open up the line soon. But once we've hit 27, we're closing it down as well, because we just don't have the time. The other thing, and the third condition, is this. You must have your partner on the call, okay? We don't want to spend time showing someone how to do it and then find later that they had to check with their partner if they were allowed to jump on the Amazon bandwagon. So have your partner on the call, and we're going to reward you. If your partner's on the call and you are accepted, they're going to get to join the training as well for free. They'll get a second ticket to the live workshop, right? So if they're on the call, they will get to have a second ticket to the boot camp, so they don't have to spend a large amount of money on buying all the extra costs and other things associated. We'll let them in for free. Okay, wonderful. And that's it. So the other thing I just want to mention is that there is, for the first 8 people that we do accept, and that's going to be tomorrow. The first 8 only. I can't do this for everyone because it's a private thing. Are going to get a private dinner with me. Okay, and I might have members of my team there as well. But I will be there for sure. And for those of you who want that, I can say they do get booked up pretty quickly. The first people that we chat with that we think there is a fit for that we accept, out of those 8 do it. And people miss out on that and get a little bit upset at us. I don't want that to happen to you. The trick here is to try and book the earliest appointment possible. So the first 8 we accept in the program will have that private dinner with me. It will be the night before boot camp. I'll give you all the details. And if you happen to miss out and for whatever reason, we decide there's someone that we don't think is a good fit, it's going to go to the next person in line. So just letting you know as well. So just want to say at this point, who is interested in having us build their online business, having us build their Amazon business, who's interested in us showing you what products to import, showing us how to get it cheap, how to get good quality, and showing you exactly how to list it on Amazon, putting it on Amazon and building a business steady, slowly and surely, but over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and who would like us to hold you by the hand and get you there and show you exactly over one phone call and over the next 12 months how to build this. So if that's something you're interested in, just jump in yes, and this will be something available to those who are very much interested. Vanessa says, yes, I'm interested. Yes, please, says Stephen. A lot of you here are super keen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sip of water, and please get ready because to jump in here as I'm going to open up the line. It is a first in, best dress sort of thing as well. Again, it's free, but now I'm going to open up the lines. Danica says yes, Ron says yes, Lee says yes, please. Ravena says yes, awesome. So here it is. I'm now going to open up the lines as well. Get ready to click to book in your application call, and that is live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and open. All right, so that should pop up on your screen now. Wonderful, and that's it. Enter your details now. So click on that link, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open that link for you here. So here's the URL. I know in some certain circumstances that may not work for some people, so I'm going to put the link here for you guys to help you. So it's www.atozformula.com/application call. Remember that the people who book the ones for tomorrow are most likely going to have that private dinner. And unfortunately, if the time's taken, is taken. So I'm just going to put that thing up here, atozformula.com/application. I have to actually re-type that in. I forgot to have that atozformula.com/application call. All right, done. That is there, and it is there. Okay, so that link is going to be up for a few more minutes, guys. You're welcome to click on that link now. Please confirm it works. Enter your details. Remember, there is a limit of 27 people. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to have a bit of a Q&A. So I'm going to invite you guys to ask me some questions, and I'm going to answer those questions. So we're going to have a little bit of a Q&A right now. So go ahead and answer your question. Jump in your questions now, and I'll help you. All right, go ahead and put in some questions, and I'm going to help you all as well. Perfect. All right, and I just want to say congratulations to the people that I can see on my screen that have joined us. So congratulations to the following people. So the first person that I want to congratulate is, of course, Lisa. Congratulations, Lisa. We have your appointment. I can see Catherine's appointments jumped in as well. They're going quite quickly. Wow, I hope we probably needed more. Call Chris. Congratulations to Terry. Also, congratulations to Catherine as well. Shaitu, Simon, Muhammad. Congratulations, Muhammad. Ashish has done as well. Well done as well. I can see Dennis just got his call as well. So you guys are all confirmed for your calls. Wonderful. If I didn't say your name, it just might be the system hasn't updated. But let me know, does the link work okay? The cannot schedule appointment, please try again. Richie, try it with, instead of doing an iPhone or an iPad, try sending the link to your computer. and opening up that link on your computer work a lot better than on these little phones or things that people have. Okay, so let's jump in to a Q&A. I'm just going to, let's jump into the Q&A and let me see what the thing is. Okay, so let's jump in. Usman says, can you please explain, can we buy online from Alibaba, large number, and then sell on Amazon? Yes, you can. How can we trust in paying up front? You don't, Usman. You pay 30% up front. You get a sample, and then you get a contract, and then you pay 30%, and then you pay 70%, right? And that's it as well. All right, so we're going to jump in. This is the Q&A. So let's do this. So the Q&A questions I have. All right. Can you please talk about the tax obligations and regulations? Okay, you need to get financial advice, but basically, if you're making money on Amazon, you'll pay tax just like any other business. Okay, so you'll need an accountant. When you join us, we'll give you the accountant as well that we use as well. But there's no ways of getting around the tax. This is just like any business. You're supposed to pay your tax. Do we need a broker and legal team for our first product? No, you don't need a broker and your legal team for your first product. Can I import, Debbie says, can I import smaller amounts to start with? Yes. Karen says, try 3 times won't work. Karen, can you try with a different link as well? Richie says, try 4 times, 5 times, still getting the same error. Please try using a different link, like type it in instead of clicking the button. That may work better. Wonderful. All right. All right, next is cannot schedule. Please try again. We probably have, a lot of the people have, their links have been taken. Let me ask you, if you can't actually, let me just have a look at the links ourselves. I know that a lot of them have been taken. I can still see quite a few appointments that are still available. So what I would do, if you cannot log in, then quickly email yourself that link and then try again a little bit later. Because if you already clicked on the link, it'll recognize you, but you probably need to do that now. Marfi says booking done. Simon says, can we sell the USA and European market as well? Yes, we can. Guys, can you just make sure those confirmations start right now? Awesome. The other thing, what's in it for me, says Hamid, look, we are a teaching organization. We're a business organization. We go through and we decide whether or not we think there's a result for you, and then we go through all the opportunities there and the cost. Can you explain what, please share, what are other sources online we can buy from bulk? Alibaba, global sources, made in China. These are all goods. Karen, has everyone got their appointments? I can see a bunch of appointments. Are there any names I haven't mentioned out that I can name as well? I can see Christine. I can see Mark. I can see Jeremiah, Bawana. I can see Leanne, Danushka, Rodriguez. I can see Lee. I can see John. I can see Sagar Trivedi. I can see Hussein. Debbie, I've mentioned Debbie. Yep, quite a few of you. Jenny as well, and John. I think I mentioned John. Mohad I didn't mention. Judy wants, Joel, and who else? Vez. Okay, so quite a lot of you have done this as well. Unfortunately, guys, if we run out of appointments, then we have as well. And please just keep trying. If we have any cancellations, we'll let you know. So Q&A, let me go through them as well. Sam said it may not be working on some devices. We've had quite a rush. Yeah, it does crash your iPads. It works better on phones. Simon, if our customer service is not happy or has an issue, return. Does FBA take care of that? Yes. Amazon take care of your customer service. If there is a refund, then you can have take care of it. Joel, I filled out my Amazon fellow and applied in Australia. They've asked me what website company is. I don't have either. You don't actually need to establish them, but if you do, you'll get accepted faster, right? That's very, very important. By the way, you will need to pay for any returns that will come out of your pocket on Amazon. Can't book is going overseas in a few days. Expect return 2 months. Sorry, Farid. It's just now's not the right time for us, but that's all good. Not received email confirmation. Not sure why. Just wait a minute. Terrence, no, haven't got appointment. We can see it in our side. Got the appointment after 4th try. Keep trying, guys, because we're like, just imagine, like we have a few hundred people all trying to get the limited spots. So that happens. What's the cost of certification you're offering? I filled out my Amazon seller. What else? What's a hot product in Australia right now? We'll cover that on the call mark. I'll show you some of the things I'm selling. What else we got? Matthew, you go to Alibaba and then negotiate and you pay 30%. That's right as well. Let's see what else we got. Any other questions, guys? Jump them in. I may have missed it, but that's not being on purpose. I I signed up for Amazon in the US, in the States, and I need help. So booking a call will help you. Ladson wants a call. We talked about that. All right, what else? Can I import small amounts? Yes, you can. All right, awesome. All right, Usman, can you please explain how we buy online from Alibaba? Just go when you you tell them what you want, you write an application, a request for quote, and then you get the quote, and then you send get a sample from the buyer. Very, very simple. Let's see what else we have as well. Quite a lot of questions. Joel has a question. As most of us at the beginning, what is an average expected turnaround for selling? I'd say, look, as little as 2 months and as much as 6 to 7 months if you're putting in the time. That really is the turnaround time. Do you have to register and track GST? That's an excellent question. You need to ask an accountant. Look, when you write, with this way it works in Australia, once you're turning over a reasonable number of amounts of money, you will need to register for an ABN. And you know what some people do is they start small, they see it works, and then they go through all of the rigmarole of the ABN process. But that's not financial advice. You'll need to get your financial advice. But you know, some people start and then go from there. Is there a specific niche? No, you can sell anything. How do we find what your niche is? I've showed you my products already, Jeremiah, earlier in the webinar. How to get the freight forward, we're going to cover that during the call. We'll help you with that as well. All right, so let me, now that I've covered the Q&A, what I want to say to you is if you didn't sign up immediately, I want to ask you, the main reason when we talk to people why they didn't sign up is they feel they can't come up with product ideas that will sell. If that's you, then the reason why you don't think you come up with product ideas that will sell is you don't know the 3 steps. You don't know what a DSR is. You don't know what an acceptable margin is. And you don't know how to research competition. But we have a formula for that. So if you're worried about products, you don't know what a product idea is and whether it will sell well on Amazon, on the call we'll go through that with you and we'll explain the whole process as well. Mark says, fantastic. By the way, guys, if you're here and you are still here and I did a good job, let me know. Say thank you and show your appreciation, because I really do put a lot of time into this, and away from the other parts of my business, so I can do these free teachings for you. So if you appreciate it, let me know. Next is you're nervous about putting it all in place. Look, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, and I found, but just by being able to ask questions and follow a template and plug in the template became really, really easy. So if you're nervous about putting it all together, we'll help you doing that during one of the calls. Also, you might think it's too expensive. But the thing is, you don't know what the costs are yet, and you don't know that there are different students of ours will have different abilities, and that we work with people to help them get a result. But the other thing is, you think it's too expensive, but think how much it's going to cost you if you could get a product online on Amazon and earn, even $2,000 profit a month. That's 24 grand over a year. Think of what it could cost you if you have a product that you could sell on Amazon that you don't because you dilly-dally. And then if you do end up doing this a year from now, well, you've literally wasted a year of passive income. And that's really can be quite devastating for some people. Also, is you want time to think about it. Well, here's the thing. You've got all night to come up with your questions. You're going to have a call with us tomorrow. And by the way, tomorrow, we're doing a call with you, and we're going to ask you a bunch of questions and see if we think it's a good fit. If we don't think what we have is a good fit for you, we'll tell you. And that doesn't mean no, it just means not now. You might not have the time that we think you need, or even if we don't feel that you're that motivated, we're not going to accept you and waste our time or yours. So if you want time to think about it, you have all the time you need, just book in a call and we'll help you. There's no obligation. English isn't your first language. This is quite a common one. You don't need to. Like a lot of our successful students who speak Spanish as a second language, as a first language and English second, or a lot of our Indian students, they do very well because when they talk with the factories in China, they're using very basic language. Whereas someone from Australia, a natural-born Australian who spoke English first, will use very complicated language and confuse the factory. So we find our non-native English speakers do just as well. So these are some of the reasons. I just want to leave you with this thought. You have residual bills. Every month you have your phone bill coming in, your council rates. Every month you're going to be having your electricity bill coming in, right? You're going to have your health insurance. All these bills come in. Well, why not have residual income? Why not have a residual income from 1, 2, 3, or 23 products that equal or are greater than your bill, so that you know that every month you've got, $3,000 coming in plus your rent, which is a residual bill. You got 3 to 4 grand coming out. Well, why not have 3 to 4 grand to help you? And that's really very important. Farid says, thank you, very useful, very interesting. I'm going to put it in the next few months overseas. That's fine, no problem. Are you all booked out? Marianne, check the link. I'm not sure what to say. Cardi doesn't know what to think. Well, mate, I want to be honest. If you, by this point in the webinar, you're not sure if this is for you, then I wouldn't waste your time booking a call with us. Can I have email ID to communicate? No, it's a phone call. But look, I probably would say we're probably not the right people for you, Kanda. And to come back to, find maybe someone else who resonates with you better. I have a very particular style, and it doesn't agree with everyone. Need help booking a time. I've tried very many times without success. Sandy, you heard that one with Stephen?
Yeah.
All right, sort out Stephen. Thanks a lot. You're a legend. You're welcome, Lodson. I need help marketing my product, Miriam. We can help you as well. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for doing the webinar. You're welcome. Very important, says Ben. Suema says, tried booking again. It's telling me to try again. I've had several ways. Good job. Marianne says, thank you. Thanks, Brendan. Awesome coaching. You're welcome, Bez. Eduardo as well says, thank you. I signed up, your legend. Thanks, Lodson. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, great. Awesome. All right, cool. So that's pretty much it. I've answered all the questions that you have. And look, I just want to leave you with this thought, is that one thing I love is, the beauty of importing is you get to go to the Canton Fair twice a year. I love going to Yearwood and find new products. And while I'm there in China, I go check out new things. I've got, trips that you go to China, you can do a side trip to Japan or a side trip to Thailand. And the best way to get there is to Guangzhou, really. You can fly via Singapore or Malaysia. So it really is a ticket to traveling. And that's what I really love about this, is that, look, I go on holidays and take my laptop with me, with my partner, and we just love it. We absolutely adore the ability to just, as long as you have an internet connection and computer, it's just ticking along. And, you can not check your computer for 2-3 days. After that does become a little bit hectic, because you might need to check your stock isn't running out and you might need to order new stock. But, you can, and you can get to a point, if you want to work furiously at 40 hours a week for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then in a year drop to 10, you can. You just have to check every 2 to 3 days. And, it's not no work, but it does give you the ability to do time freedom and location freedom. And I just love to travel. I mean, this year, I think we've been to 35 cities, at least. I've been to Bali, and I took my partner. We went to Thailand. We did scuba diving. We went to, where else? London, Spain, New York. We went to a cruise around the Caribbean. And I'm not saying this to impress you, but impress upon you. It's really possible, and nothing makes me happier than seeing people do it. But, it does involve a conversation with us, and not all these conversations go the way that we expect them to. Sometimes we feel someone's not ready for it, and we'll let you know as well. How do we begin? We're going to give you a call during the allotted time as well. So that's for you as well. So at this point, let me see any more comments. I'm already a member with another company with Amazon. Help, am I doubling up? Marianne, probably get on the phone with us and we'll let you know as well. It might be some things that we offer you don't need. And, we might have to look at you as an individual on an individual basis, okay? Matthew's an international student. Congratulations. That's not a question. Marianne, if I'm already a member with another company, am I doubling up? It depends what you're getting from that other company and what the gaps are. I don't know who they are. Could I participate if I'm a student? Yes, I started when I was a student, Matt. Could we have web link or phone of your team to contact in the future? Farid, we're giving that out to people during the call as well. We'll give you all the details that you want. All right. Have booked my call, but is the call coming from Australia or the US? It's coming from Australia. I'm here in Sydney right now. I'm pretty convinced, just wanted what to jump into it. Okay, no problem. Lee says nice work. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. Booking tells us Thursday. Triumphs is coming. Okay, that's it. Cool. All right, so I'm at the point where I've answered all the questions that I have here. So I'm going to say good night. Thank you, everyone who's booked in. How do we do dinner with you? You have to be one of the first ones accepted tomorrow when we do the calls, and that's it. All right, it's not for everyone. And that's it. So I'm going to go. But wanted to, Riri says couldn't book as well. Quite a few people, probably, we ran out of spots. But what happened is Alice is going to, okay, I don't know what you're saying. All right, wonderful, guys. Thank you so much. Right, Alice will help some of you. Email Alice. Email Alice. If you couldn't get an appointment, here's what I'll do. If you can't get an appointment, I'm going to give you Alice's email address up here. You put in 3 times, but I'm going to make it sticky. Okay, so I'm going to put Alice's here. Now, I'm just going to give you Alice's email. Now, she is in charge of appointments. So please, just because out of love and respect for us, please don't ask her anything that isn't to do with an appointment. And if we have cancellations, we'll let you know and we'll call you and let you know. Eduardo, what if we talk early Wednesday? You can book in for Wednesday. I just don't think there'll be ability to come to the dinner. Just being, upfront about that. Thanks. Have a good night, says Simon. You guys are very welcome. All right. Lots of love from me. And from anything, let me just put the containers being loaded, and then once the container has been loaded, you then pay, and then they give you the container. All right? Cheers, Brendan. You're welcome, Mark. Lodson says done already. I enjoyed this webinar, says Maria. Thank you. I think it's great you have given up your time to help us. You're very welcome, Jen. That's why we do it. And I also want to say thank you to my team of Alice and Sam as well. Guys, come say goodbye. You guys want to meet my team as well? This is part of my team. We have there's 17 of us.
Hey, everyone.
That's Sam. She's my partner. And Alice is our operations samurai that gets everything done around here. Without her, the place would fall apart.
And we think what happened tonight with the calendar is everybody just tried to jump on and book at once. So the lovely Alice here, she's amazing. The link, her email address is actually there in the feed about 5 or 6 times. I think Brendan's put up a sticky. Please email her and we will do our best to sort you out. But thank you for the lovely feedback. We hope that you all enjoyed the webinar and we're really super excited to chat to as many of you guys as we can.
Cheers. All right. Lots of love. Remember to have your partner on the call. Okay?
Awesome.
And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.